Jose Mourinho's top 5 exits from Manchester United this summer. Who will it be? And I'll tell you what, I think this is a video I really don't actually want to do because, you know, we did last week the top 5 or 10 secret signings he might make. I don't really want to talk about people that are going to leave from Manchester United, but pound to a penny of SHIT, people will be leaving Manchester United this summer. And if I said to you, in fact, first of all, can I just say this? I've got to get this off my head, right? Okay, so apparently Bakayoko has said if Manchester United qualify for the Champions League, he would be interested in signing for Manchester United. I'll tell you what you can do with your if. Manchester United, we don't deal with if. We don't deal with if with any player. Manchester United are bigger than any player. I'll tell you what you can do with your if. Shove your if where the sun don't shine, because your if is not better than Fosu Mensah playing as a CDM for us. So I'll tell you what, if Bakayoko said that, I hope we pull out the deal now and let him go to Chelsea. Mercenary, I'm not going to swear, but I'll tell you what, I don't do with ifs. You either want to come to Manchester United or you don't. You either want to be part of the project or you don't. We've signed players when we've not been in the Champions League. People like Pogba, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan. So you know what you can do with your if? Shove it up your backside, because we've got a lad called Fosu Mensah. But that's nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about now. So, the top 5 players that Jose Mourinho will sell this summer. I'm going to shock you now. Prepare to be shocked, because these 5 players I'm about to give you now are the 5 players I would sell this summer, and only one of them will be in the 5 players that Jose Mourinho will sell this summer. So prepare for this. So the 5 players I would sell this summer, in no particular order, would be Phil Jones, Matteo Darmian, Marouane Fellaini and Ashley Young. 4. I actually wouldn't sell 5. I'd sell 4. And that Ashley Young, because you're into your 30s now, you paid too much money and you're on the decline. Phil Jones, you're always injured. That's as simple as that. I've seen you play quite well this season, but in 4 years you've been at the club, the most games you've played before this season was 4 or 5 in a row. Not good enough. You always let yourself down with injury. You're gone. Matteo Darmian, I really liked him when we sold him. Van Hel killed his confidence. Why is he playing at left back when he's a right back? For those reasons, you're gone. And Fellaini, I'm just going to be consistent. I don't really think he's a Manchester United player. I think he's all heart. I love his effort. We really need him at the moment. But is he a top 4 player? No. I'd sell Fellaini. So that'd be the 4. And if you're pushing me for a 5th, it's really difficult. Those 4 I would put there, no worries. Who would be my 5th? Oh, God, it's really difficult. And I know people are saying Rooney, and I know people are saying Blind and people like that. You know, I'm going to say Lingard. And I don't really want to sell Lingard, but I would say Lingard if I had to give a top 5. Because ultimately, the only reason I'd get rid of Lingard, and I know he's a youth player, I just don't really think he's Manchester United class. But I would keep him. It's only to give you a 5. That 5, Fellaini, Darmian, Jones, Young, they're the 4 I really would get rid of. I don't want to get rid of Lingard. I'm just giving you a top 5. But that 5... there's only one of those 5 who I actually think Mourinho is going to sell. So this top 5 is going to be very interesting, because there's only one from that 5 I'd get rid of I think Mourinho is going to get rid of. And I think he's... in fact, let's scrub it. I don't think it's a top 5. I think there's 6. And the reason we're doing this is because we've done the players that we think Mourinho is going to sign this summer. We've done the out-of-the-box. We've done the obvious, the Griezmanns and Mbappe's, the Lukaku's. We've done the out-of-box signings. But we will sell players this summer. We could sell 2 or 3. I'm going to tell you there's 6 I think are really on the chopping block. I don't necessarily want them to be sold. I'm not Jose Mourinho. And I think the squad is too big. I think he wants to make signings. And I think we are going to get rid of some players. And I think you're about to be shocked by this 5/6 I'm going to give you. Because I think the writing's on the wall. And number 1 and number 2 I think are definitely going. Okay? And I don't like to do this. This is not a witch hunt. I've done my 5 I'd get rid of, and I would actually only get rid of 4. Fellaini, Darmian, Young and Jones. They're not even in it. They're not even in the top 5 I think Mourinho is going to sell. So, top 5 I think Mourinho will sell this summer. And I know a lot of you are already saying he won't sell 5. I'm just about to give you a case as to why I think he will. And I think it's 6. In at number 6, and this is in order, number 1 I think is definitely gone. So in at number 6... Daley Blind, Michael Carrick as a sort of 5/6. I've got a funny feeling Carrick might stay. I know a lot of you think Carrick will go. I think Carrick might stay. I've just got a funny feeling that Carrick will stay. I want Carrick to stay, but this is not mine. This is not my total Mourinho thing. This is based on what everyone's been saying on Twitter all day and on the Snapchats as well. So these 6 or 5 are the ones that you've voted, accompanied by what I really think as well. So Carrick 6 and 5 with Blind. I think Blind is going. I do. Whether he will go or not, I don't know, because this is position 5 and 6. But I think Blind, when you look at him last year, probably one of our players of the season with De Gea and Martial, you look at him this year, bit part player, 5th choice centre-back when he was 1st choice centre-back last season. Playing left-back, but so is Darmian. That's no merit, is it? So, Blind, I agree with a lot of you lot said Blind. I personally wouldn't have put Blind in my top 5 that I think Mourinho will sell, but I understand it. So, Blind's there. Carrick, again, a lot of you said Carrick because it's coming towards the end of the road, but I think I understand it because Mourinho has not used Carrick enough this season, and lo and behold, he needs him. He needed him against Sunderland because of injuries and suspensions, and we won. I think he need him against West Brom on Saturday, and we will win. I hope he keeps Carrick. I think Carrick's still got a lot to offer Manchester United. I just think Mourinho doesn't really like him. So Carrick and Blind sharing that 5 position. Number 4, Darmian. Darmian is the only player I predicted from my top 5 that I would sell that I think Mourinho will sell. And nothing against Darmian at all. Let's not forget, it's not always a witch hunt. We're not, fortunately, Manchester United fans have a level of class, and it's not just about, I want them to go because they're rubbish. I know some people do think certain players are rubbish at Manchester United. I know a lot of you don't like Chris Smalling, but personally, this top 5 is nothing to do with witch hunt, get rid of them. It's based on pragmatic, what I think Mourinho will do. So in at number 4, I think Darmian goes back to Italy. We know that Inter are interested. We know Juventus are interested. Before we signed him, he was an international for Italy. He's struggling to be that now. I think he goes back to Italy and he's a very good defender again. I just think, name me a good Italian defender that's played in the Premier League. It is a graveyard. It just doesn't work out. Unfortunately, first 10 games he played for us, fantastic under Van Gaal. Van Gaal messed him around and he's never recovered from that. Funnily enough, Mourinho plays him quite a lot, but he's not a left back, and I think pragmatically, I like that word. I like Darmian. It just hasn't worked out. Recoup some money, send him back to Italy. He's never going to be a long-term solution, so he's in at number 4. Top 3, I think, I don't agree with any of these top 3, by the way. I've got to say that, but I firmly believe these 3 will be sold this summer. In at number 3, and this hurts, Zlatan. I think he's going to go. I think he is going to go. I think if you asked me a month ago, he wasn't going to go. But I think the writing's on the wall with this one. Not to Napoli, maybe China, probably MLS. I think he's come to the Premier League. He's proved himself. He is Mr. Zlatan. He is Mr. Arrogant. I totally agree with a lot of people who say he comes across as bigger than the club. He shouldn't be on every free kick. It's detrimental to Manchester United that he acts like he's bigger than the club. I think he gets what the club's about, but Zlatan's personality is wherever he goes, he's the number 1. So I understand that negativity. I also really understand that the fact his lack of pace is a problem. But I think ultimately, Mourinho played a masterstroke in signing Zlatan because he's going to score 30 plus goals this season. If you can name me a striker that guarantees you 30 plus goals a season, let's go and sign him. It's not easy to do what he's going to do. I agree he's missed chances, but those missed chances, if he put them away, it would be on 40 goals plus. He's scored a hell of a lot of goals for us this season, and whether you're disappointed about us not challenging for the title or whatever, he's been a massive part of it as this season, and we couldn't replace him. Let's pretend we didn't have Zlatan this year. We had Rashford as a young kid. He wouldn't have scored 30 goals. You put Rooney up there. He wouldn't have scored 30 goals. So what Zlatan's done has been fantastic. I know Mourinho would love to keep him for another year, but I think Zlatan's made the decision. He's not going to stay for another year. I think he wants the Europa League and he'll be gone. So Zlatan's my number 3. I'm still undecided whether I personally would keep him. I'm just sad that he will go because I just love the enigma of Zlatan at Manchester United. It's been fantastic, and I'd love to have won a title with him. Number 2, it doesn't get any better. Trust me, this doesn't get any better, and it's not players that I would sell. It's just definitely this is the top 3 I think we will go. Forget your Phil Jones, forget your Chris Smallings, forget your Ashley Youngs, forget your Darmians. Darmian's in at number 4. These are 3 players that, based on your votes and based on what I think they're all going to go this summer, and I don't agree with it, but I really do. So Zlatan at number 3. Number 2, David De Gea. It hurts to say it, but I think David De Gea is gone this summer. I don't want him to go. I've firmly said for a long time, the 2 years we've been doing the United stand, De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. So why would I want to sell the best goalkeeper in the world? Of course I don't. Of course you don't. But I think, again, the writing is so on the wall for this one. He has got a buyout clause. Real Madrid do want a goalkeeper, and certainly Florentino Perez wants De Gea. It's a statement. They want a Spanish goalkeeper in goal. Funnily enough, Real Madrid fans are a bit mixed about it. But De Gea, I think he's going to go. Head says he's gone. Heart wants him to stay. I would be ecstatic if De Gea commits to Manchester United, but I think he's going to go. And I'm pretty certain of it now that he's going to go. If he does go, I'll be gutted. I really like him. I'm so happy we kept him longer than the fax machine debacle, because it put Madrid back in their box a little bit. But he wants to go back to Spain. His girlfriend/wife, who he's going to have kids with, wants to live in Spain. It's a better quality of life if he's Spanish. The weather, the money will be better. You can't knock him for going, apart from he's going to a cretinous club like Real Madrid. I'd rather he was going to Barcelona because it suits him better. It's a better class of a club. But I think De Gea's going to go. It's sad. I disagree with people who are saying he's irreplaceable. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. It doesn't make you irreplaceable as a goalkeeper, because yes, De Gea was brilliant, but we were a poor team. When you've got a good side, you can get away with not having a world-class goalkeeper. And I think if you could get hold of an Oblak or a Donnarumma, we'd get by okay, because we're a much better attacking side now. But we'll never forget what De Gea did in the bad days under Van Gaal. You know, he kept us up. We would have been lowered. We would have been second, bottom half of the table. We were bad enough, but De Gea was fantastic. But I think he's going to go. So he'd be my number 2. Number 1, and I will stand to be corrected. And if Manchester United are watching this, or the person I'm about to mention is watching this, or Mourinho's watching this, and they prove me wrong, I know a lot of you lot will be very happy. But I am 100% convinced that Wayne Rooney will go this summer, and he's number 1. Whether I agree with him going or not, it's irrelevant. He wasn't in my top 4 I would sell this summer, so it's pretty obvious that Rooney probably wouldn't be in there for me. He's going to go. He's number 1, and that means he's in this show. Rooney is the one I'm totally convinced will go this summer. There's a few reasons for it. 1, I think Wayne Rooney, and I think this is the biggest respectful comment I can make. Wayne Rooney is not a key player for Manchester United anymore. He gets a few minutes at the end of the games. He doesn't start games. He's a bench player. He's a squad player. And Wayne Rooney's better than that. He is. He's only 30, 31. He's been one of the Premier League's best players. He's been touted as one of the world's best players, rightly or wrongly. And he's certainly always been England's first choice. Manchester United, always on the team sheet. Not anymore. And I think Wayne Rooney is still, as a brand, earn a lot of money. But he will feel he's better than that. And I think he's got a right to feel he's better than that. His Manchester United career has been fantastic, the things he's done. But he's not a Manchester United player anymore. And Wayne Rooney doesn't need to hang around at Manchester United for 300 grand a week when he can go and play first team football for somebody like Everton, who he supports, or in the MLS, and earn the same money. Wayne Rooney's gone in this summer. I also think that Wayne Rooney's gone because Mourinho wants him to go. Not in a horrible, I don't like you, Wayne Rooney, anyway, anymore. Just in a you're gone because you're not really part of my first team plans anymore. The most telling thing that happened in February and January with Mourinho was if Rooney wants to go, I won't stand in his way. If he wants to stay, he can stay. You don't say that about your club captain and one of your most important players. You don't say that. I've never heard Sir Alex Ferguson say it, and I've never heard that said about a player that you want to stay at the club. If you're saying if you want to go, you can go. If you want to stay, you can stay. That's sort of like, if you go, fine. If you stay, fine. And then, in February, we know his agent was in China. We know that was on the table for Rooney if he wanted. And what Rooney effectively decided to do is, you know what, I'm not sure about China. I know I can earn loads of money, 3 times what I'm on now. But actually, I think I'm going to stay. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay here till the end of the season, because in February, he couldn't go anywhere else other than China. And in the summer, I'll either go to America or Everton. And that's what's going to happen with Rooney. And I know for a fact that United stand viewers, I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but I know there's a lot of people who love Rooney out there. And this by no means is a Rooney witch hunt. This is the player that's going to leave Manchester United this summer. And if you love Rooney and you want him to stay, I respect that. But I think you need to get your head around it. He's going to go. He is my number 1 player and yours as well from the votes, that Mourinho's going to sell this summer. Would he be my number one? No, he wouldn't. I'd be getting rid of people like Ashley Young, Phil Jones, Fellaini and Darmian before Rooney, but he is going to go. And it leaves a hole. I mean, you only have to listen to Marcus Rashford. The influence Wayne Rooney has on the dressing room is amazing. But I come back to when we were all get away in Rostov a few weeks ago. Rooney was fit. Mourinho left him at home. Not because, for the simple reason, just giving him a bit of a rest. But away in Russia, in a game you need to get a result in, surely you'd take your captain to be in the dressing room as an influence. Mourinho doesn't want him to be an influence anymore. He wants to build a new dressing room with new influences like Pogba. And Rooney is the past. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do it all the time. He did it with people like Robson. He did it with Ince. He did it with Kanchelskis. He did it with Mark Hughes. It's evolution. And it is sad, but he did break the goal record and he will go this summer. So the top 5 players I think will go this summer. Mourinho's choices, not mine, not yours. The top 5 players, and it's going to be very interesting to look back on this video at the end of the season and see how many we get right. Carrick and Blind joint 5th. 4th, Darmian. 3rd, Zlatan. 2nd, De Gea. 1st, Rooney. And I think the sad thing about that is that actually, my top 5, like I said, Young, Fellaini, Jones, Darmian and Lingard at a push, they're not in that top 5 that I think Mourinho's going to sell. That 5 that Mourinho's going to not really sell. I'm sure he wouldn't sell De Gea. I'm sure he wouldn't sell Zlatan. These are 5 players that are going to go. Rooney, De Gea, Zlatan, Carrick, Blind. Are these players that you really want to go? But I think they will go. And I think that's the problem. And I think this is why when Mourinho said a month ago, I'm only going to sell 2 or 3 players. If you're losing Rooney, you're losing De Gea, that you've got to replace them. Regardless of what your plans were about bringing a CDM in and a centre-back in, you've got to replace Rooney. You've got to replace De Gea. And if Zlatan goes, you've got to replace Zlatan. So I think we're going to... I'll be amazed if we don't sign at least 5 players this summer. People saying on the live comments now, oh, we will only sell 2 or 3. Well, I can fill 2 or 3 for you very easily. If Rooney goes and De Gea goes and Darmian will go, that's 3 without getting into the rest. So it's going to be an amazingly busy and interesting summer again, just like last year. Tyrone Williams has made a contribution. Thanks for the £2. You can do that on the super chat. He says United should offer De Gea to Barca to spite Madrid. I'd do that. I'd much rather he went to Barcelona. In fact, De Gea suits Barcelona because he can be a sweeper keeper. I don't know why Barcelona have never been in for De Gea, and it would suit De Gea because he played for Atletico Madrid. I'm sure he's not overawed with going to Real Madrid when you played for Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I'd like that. Brennan K says, honestly, I don't care if Rooney goes. Lynn Hall, you can tell Rooney is resigned to leaving. I think Lynn, he's 100%. He's the number 1. Whether I agree with it or not, he's the number 1 player going. Busy life. You're missing the obvious, Mark. Luke Shaw, in my opinion, is gone. Well, if you've seen the snap... You've made a very good point there, Busy Life, because he is the picture on the top 5 exits. But we did that on purpose. Not clickbait, just because I think a lot of people think Luke Shaw's going to go. A lot of people think Martial's going to go. I don't think Luke Shaw's going to go. I don't think Martial's going to go. I'm quite confident. They're not in the top 5. They're not mentioned in my top 5. I want them both to stay. I don't think they're going to go. I don't. But we'll see what happens. If you add Luke Shaw in there, that's 7. So... No, I don't think Shaw's going to go. Sujal doesn't want Lingard to go, and Will says he's definitely staying. I think it's fair to say that Lingard probably is staying. He's going to sign a new contract. Zara Connolly says, nice to see Fellaini mooning your lad. I missed that. I don't know. Has he mooned me? Paul Lucas says, don't be surprised if we go after Matic in the summer. No, I don't want him. Just like last year and what happened. Hayden Salter says, do Snapchat. I haven't got my phone with me. Can't do Snapchat. I'll do it tomorrow. Come back when you win 20. Oh, we're having a go at Liverpool players. Neymar to Manchester United. I've done a video on Neymar. It's common knowledge Woodward wants him. Anything can happen at Manchester United. I'm not doing a video on Neymar. It's very far-fetched, but it could happen. That's all I would say about that. All I would say is, and Draughty's back from America now saying Mbappe is not going to happen. I would have agreed with him 48 hours ago, but when Dimarzio says we're in for him, history suggests to listen to Dimarzio. That's all I would say. Who will replace De Gea? I do think De Gea will go. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I do think he will go. Who would replace him? I'd go Oblak, but you're not going to get Griezmann and Oblak from Atletico Madrid. Donnarumma is the exciting De Gea replacement because we bought De Gea young. We'd buy Donnarumma young. I'd be happy with either of those two. I think anybody else out of those two, I'd be slightly concerned. I don't want Lloris. Big T says Smalling, Jones, Young, Rooney, Fellaini. I don't think Smalling's going to go. I don't think Jones is going to go. I would sell Jones. How expensive is De Gea, says Tango Dan DTT. He's got a €50 million release clause. If anyone offers that, it's up to De Gea. If Real Madrid offer that, he's gone. €50 million. It's hard to determine what that is because of Brexit and the exchange rates, but it's anywhere between 30 and 40 million sterling. In fact, if people mention Lloris will cost us more than we sell De Gea for. Put that in your pipe. Romero will replace De Gea. Oh my God. I like Romero as a backup goalkeeper every now and again. He's a novelty. If you play him 40 games in the Premier League, he'll cost you 10 points. That's all I'd say about Romero. He couldn't catch a balloon. Griezmann quiet in today's game v Spain. Of course, yes. Darth Vader's on about that. I couldn't be bothered. I hate international friendlies. They don't mean anything. If Griezmann scored 4 goals tonight, it would mean the same as him having a quiet game. Friendlies mean nothing. What if De Gea is homesick and wants to go to Spain? Says Feasible. Keelan, I'm not, because even Drawty said it. Scroll up. I don't know what you're on about. My scroll up button's not working as well as it should do tonight. If De Gea is on the move, we need to go on to the old fax machine, says United fan. I want De Gea to stay. Rooney, I'm not convinced about Rooney staying, to be honest. I like Rooney. It's sad if he goes. That's what bothers me. But it probably is the right time. He's the number one. If Rooney doesn't go in the summer, you've got every right to watch this video. In fact, bookmark this video, all of us, because I will. And let's see if this top 5 is right. Carrick or Blind at 5. 4 Darmian, 3 Zlatan, 2 De Gea, 1 Rooney. Let's see how out of those 5 how many go, because we might be right. Carisha, Skype's not open tonight. I'll open it tomorrow night. What if De Gea is... Yeah, we've done that. Smalling is clumsy, says Ahmed. I think he'll stay still. Bring back Foster, says Fooley. Mark's heart skipped a beat when he heard that Smalling could go, says George Kyle. What have I moved on to? Zara's talking to Keelan. Remember, what was the name of the lad who used to really obsess about Zara? I can't remember what it was called. He always used to ask. Forget what his name is. At least Cortez is staying. Chelsea fan on there. We do get fans from other channels. Please do drop a like on the video. I forgot to ask you that. Please do drop a like on the video. It lets us know if you like the content. Heaton or Donnarumma, says Mohammed. Donnarumma for me. He'll be a Galactico. Drawty called this 3 months ago. He said Donnarumma at AC Milan is going to be the next Galactico, and he actually fits Manchester United better than De Gea because Donnarumma is more marketable than De Gea, who's a bit shy and quiet, and Donnarumma has got a personality. So people are saying AC Milan won't sell him. He's got the same agent as Zlatan. It's Mini Raiola, and he loves selling to Manchester United, and he likes a bit of Bunsen burner, nice little earner. We need players like Bakayoko, Varane and Griezmann, says Sean Magner. I don't want Bakayoko if he's putting an if in front of Manchester United. If you put an if in front of Manchester United, you can go to Chelsea. I'm not bothered. Money, talent doesn't bother me. Manchester United's been here for centuries. Manchester United will remain. Manchester United will be here long after our ashes and whatever we become in 50, 60, 70 years, 100 years are gone. Manchester United is bigger than all of us. I don't need players who are going to put an if in front of Manchester United. If you qualify for this, I'll consider coming to you. I'll tell you what, get lost. I don't care whether you're Neymar, you're Messi, you're Ronaldo. There is no if. Manchester United's bigger than you and will be around longer than you. So, and I tell you what, I tweeted it off my own account. I'll tell you all now. I would rather play Fosu Mensah at CDM than Bakayoko for many reasons, and I think Fosu Mensah is better. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. Hayden Salter says, we've got the money, AC Milan can't refuse. We're going to make him an offer they can't refuse. Mata is gone, Alexi in, Forrest G. Sanchez is interesting. Alexis Sanchez is interesting. We're talking about transfers in now. I don't mind talking about it. I've heard Arsenal fans today on social media saying £50 million and we'll still tell you to get lost for Sanchez. I love the naivety of it. His contract is up a year in May. A year in May. If Arsenal want £1, they've got to sell him this summer because in January he's free and he can talk to anybody. So Arsenal, if they want to sell Sanchez, they've got to do it this summer. He wants to go. If he wants to, the only thing that stops Sanchez coming to Manchester United is whether he's like Robin van Persie. If he's like Robin van Persie and he is adamant he wants to come to Manchester United, then we will get him for about 25 to 30 million. Because Arsenal aren't getting any more than 30 million for Sanchez because he's only got a year left on his contract. They have got no bartering power. They are powerless. He is going. And the laughable thing about Arsenal Football Club is you look at the list of players they've got with 1 year left on their contract. It is a joke. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's one, Aaron Ramsey, Ozil, Sanchez. There's about another 6. Mertesacker. There's loads of them. I mean, how bad planning is that? It's ridiculous. And Manchester United will not get themselves into that position. It is bad planning. And all these Arsenal fans who say, we're not selling you Ozil for less than 50. We're not selling you Sanchez for less than 50. They've got 1 year left on their contract. You'll be lucky to get half. Would you take Tielemans as a partner for Pogba and Fosu in the future? We're playing Anderlecht, Scout Watch. We're playing Everton a week tonight, Scout Watch, Lukaku. Let's watch them and let's make our mind up. Have experience next to Pogba, then surround them with talented youth, says Marco. United should buy Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. It's going to be hard to get more than one player from Atletico Madrid. And for me, it's got to be Griezmann. 30 million for Sanchez would be a bargain. Totally agree with that. Arsenal will not want to sell to Manchester United. The only way he comes to us is if Sanchez pushes it like Van Persie did. They didn't want to sell us Van Persie over their dead body. They wanted him to go to Juventus, but Van Persie was adamant he wanted to come to Manchester United, and it got down to the point that Van Persie said, I will go nowhere else other than Manchester United. You either sell me now for 24 million or I will stay here. You will pay me a lot of money and I will not play. And that's what players have got the power, whether you like that or not, they have. I have a feeling Jimenez could sign, says Indy Tagger. I hope it's Griezmann. Richie CR says his brother watches Italian football and Donnarumma is the next Buffon for sure. I hear that a lot. He's massive. I think he's about 6'5" as well. He's only 18. Arsenal wouldn't get to choose if they got Martial, says Brownwall. I've heard Luke Shaw's going to Liverpool today. Liverpool fans are just hilarious. I tell you what, this summer we are abundantly clear shopping and selling in Harrods because we're selling good players and we're signing good players. Liverpool, they're down Poundland again. So don't worry about Liverpool. They ain't as if Luke Shaw is going to Liverpool. I mean, they're just mad. Jefferson says that news reports are saying that Real will go for Quartez instead of De Gea. That would be fantastic news. But Quartez said 5 days ago, I'm staying at Chelsea. So unless he's lying, I think he's probably going to go to Manchester. I think he's going to stay, in which case they'll move for De Gea. And hopefully De Gea watches that though and thinks, well, I'm not even their first choice. I want to stay. I want him to stay. I want him to stay. I want him to stay. 100% I want him to stay. Okay, so there it is. Let's see in the summer. Let's see what happens. Who will be the 5 players? If there are 5, there could be 8, there could be 2. But in reverse order, I think it'll be Carrick or Blind at 5, Darmian at 4, Zlatan 3, De Gea 2 and Rooney 1. And I am convinced Rooney will go this summer. I hate to say it, I think De Gea will as well, but I hope I'm wrong. And Zlatan just looks more and more like he will go as well. Get commenting below, give us your thoughts. Please drop a like on the video if you love the United Stand and you enjoy what we do. It means a lot to us and it lets us know you enjoy the content. We're back tomorrow night at 8:30. What we're going to do tomorrow night? Get commenting below, let us know. We've got to do a preview for the West Brom game. We might do that tomorrow night. But we've got 3 nights before West Brom play. Maybe we'll relax. Maybe we'll do the preview on Thursday night. But give us your ideas for any shows you want to do. We're definitely going to chuck another Skype Goldbridge in. Could do that tomorrow night if you want. Could do the preview tomorrow night. I'm totally relaxed. We are totally relaxed about what you want to do. So let us know what you think. But thanks for everybody on the comments as per usual. Ian Murphy says Fellaini to Inter. Nothing would make me more happy than Fellaini going. I've got nothing against him anymore. I think he's been very important, but I'd just like to see the back of him, to be honest. I can't lie. Another summer clear out, says Ahmed. Well, we didn't really have the clear out last summer. I think we do need a clear out, and hopefully that will happen this year. Thanks everyone for watching. Really enjoyed it. Please drop a like on the video. Back tomorrow night at 8:30. Remember to spread the word about the United Stand. I'm looking at the subscriber count now. 73,934. Be lovely to get 74,000 before the weekend, wouldn't it? We're very quickly closing in on the United attendance, which is going to be a big celebration for the United Stand. So we'll announce that when it happens. But remember, tell your friends, get people subscribed. And I'll speak to you all very soon. I'm not convinced Zara Connolly on the live comments is the real Zara Connolly, but maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. Fantastic on the live comments as per usual. And could you do a Sunday supplement scenario? Tyrone Williams. Expand on that on a comment on the video below and I'll read it. Applause to you all. Fantastic. Really enjoyed that. Didn't really enjoy the video. I don't really like predicting who the 5 players are who will leave Manchester United. But we've done it. We can leave it. We can park it. We can come back to it and see if we were right or wrong. Thanks for watching.